We're joined now by NBC's political director, moderator of Meet the Press, Chuck Todd. Chuck, thanks to you so much for being here.
Happy to be.
So we want to ask you first, of course, about one of the biggest talkers in Washington. That is the release of Michael Wolff's Fire and Fury. President Trump said it was phony. His press secretary has said a lot of it is made up. Are people taking this book seriously, and what kind of impact is it having?
Well, I think that, yes, I do think a lot of Washington is taking this book seriously. And I think the more the White House pushes back, the more Steve Bannon doesn't pull back on his quotes, almost the more aggressive the president's been with trying to stop publication, the more attention he's brought to the book. I mean, you have to say, I know many authors would love to be able to use the tagline, read the book the president doesn't want you to read. And by the president threatening a lawsuit on the author and the publisher, he did just that. So I think the president has actually added gasoline to this fire that has become this bombshell book that's hit Washington. Look, and what it's done is it's sort of reignited this issue that's been hovering over this White House really since day one, which is who's running this place, and is there any sense of organization? Is anybody in charge? Can the president show some discipline on anything? And so I think it's sort of resurfacing all the temperament issues that, frankly, were brought up even during the campaign in regards to how Donald Trump would conduct himself in office.
I want to ask you about another headline today, and that is the federal investigation into the Clinton Foundation. What do you make of that, and what could come of that?
We'll see. I mean, this is obviously the FBI investigated it before. They didn't seem to find anything. I think the fact that this feels as if they restarted it because the president demanded it, that puts us into uncharted waters. This is not normally what the American democracy is about, where a sitting president decides to have his previous political opponent investigated and uses his bully pulpit to ask for it. And I think we're only politicizing this situation even more. I tell you, my larger fear here is that you have folks on the left who believe the FBI had it in for Hillary Clinton. You have folks on the right believing that the FBI has it in for Donald Trump. Here's the problem. It's not good for the image of the FBI. And I think that this is only going to, I think, tarnish our justice system even more because of how the investigation has come about.
And finally, the economy, robust gains in jobs. The stock market is doing incredibly well. What do you make of the president's claims that he's not getting enough credit for that?
Well, I think part of it is, look, this is an economy that's was doing well when he took office and now is going gangbusters, and obviously appears, at least on the corporate profit level, to take off thanks as much in part to that tax cut. But look, I think the president is frustrated that he isn't getting credit in the economy. It's because the public isn't judging him on this. The public appears to be judging him on his personal behavior in the White House. That's what you see in these polling. Because if they were judging him on the economy, his numbers wouldn't be this. I promise you this, if he had no Twitter feed, his approval rating would be at 50%. The fact is, that's what's dragging him down. He's frustrated, but I would make the case he has himself to blame on this.
All right, NBC's political director, moderator of Meet the Press, Chuck Todd, thank you for your insight and thank you for talking to us.
Thanks, Sarah.